Ma'am, welcome to Charcha with Real Leaders.
Hi, Madhi. This is Charcha.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I came to know that you are a fashion designer.
That is.
Yes, by profession and also by education. And also, we would like to know about your journey and how it started as a fashion designer, as well as into Dhyan Foundation.
As a fashion designer, it happened by chance.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually preparing for architecture, but all my friends around were giving NIFT, NID, etc.
Okay.
So I also decided to give. I came through, and it was a very good rank, and I was getting NIFT Delhi fashion design.
Mm-hmm.
So then everybody told me you shouldn't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how fashion design happened.
Okay.
And now I'm running a menswear label in Delhi. And Dhyan Foundation again happened around the same time because I was in my college only. And at that time, I was like really averse to anything saffron. And thankfully, nobody told me that I was going to meet a saffron clad man in Dhyan Foundation. And incidentally, when I went there also, when Guruji came for the first time that I met him, my eyes were closed. And he started speaking, and it was a magical experience. I had certain questions and I didn't even ask. I was a shy person, a very, very shy, timid person. I couldn't frame my questions or ask. But during the course of the lecture, all my questions were answered, on their own. And whatever he said, it made so much sense. It was practical, it was scientific. So I thought to myself that I must come here again.
Okay.
And then
So it all happened in your college days?
Yes, it was all in my college days, and I think I was 6 months into the practice when I had my first experience. There was something that I was really, really wanting for myself, and it was just not happening. But meeting Guruji, it happened just like that. So then I got my experience. Then after that, I didn't look back. It's been 2 decades now.
Okay.
And my experiences both in the spiritual and the physical have only grown exponentially.
So, what are the social service initiatives that usually Dhyan Foundation does?
So, Dhyan Foundation is engaged in a host of charities. We started with langars, which is free food distribution camps for the poor, the hungry, outside major hospitals, outside temples, and then we started educating underprivileged children through Anand Vidyalaya schools. We started programs for women empowerment for underprivileged, marginalized women. We were doing vocational training programs to equip them, to make them self-reliant. Then animal welfare happened. And now we are taking care of over 80,000 animals, rescued, stray, injured animals through our 45 plus shelters. And we are also working for rural and tribal development, sustainable practices, alternate energy practices like biogas and solar power, environmental protection. So there are a lot of causes, and we've been in the field of social service for over 2 decades now, and we've got a lot of awards, a lot of accolades, including the BSF. Like BSF issued us a letter stating that because of our efforts, the cross-border smuggling across into Bangladesh border, it has reduced drastically, and the attacks on the Jawans by cattle smugglers have come down sporadically. Yes. Because we were the only ones who at that time offered to rehabilitate those cattle. Nobody else wanted to take any kind of confrontation with the mafia.
So also I wanted to understand, ma'am, there are multiple spiritual organizations. And how can you differentiate, or else you can tell this Dhyan Foundation is specialized into this?
To put it simply, I would say, and I consider myself a part of Dhyan Foundation, very much a part of Dhyan Foundation, that we walk the talk. So if we will tell you that, a human being has more than 5 senses, we can actually prove it to you, and we have actually, in fact, proven it in front of 200 doctors, live audience at the Indian Medical Association, the science of clairvoyance. Or if we tell you that the gods and the goddesses exist, it's not just mumbo jumbo. We can show you proofs like photographs, which are mobile clicks by people like you and me during yagyas, where those formations have happened. And if you care to delve deeper, you can practice the Sanatan Kriya, and we can make you interact with divine forces. So that is one. And the reason for the efficacy of these practices, it's not like, we've invented these practices. These are the age-old Vedic practices. But what we've done differently is that we have sanitized them of commerce. Like nowhere in the world, for any of the sessions or teachings of Dhyan Foundation, any rupee is charged. So that is what sets us apart. And one thing especially special about Dhyan Foundation that I would like to say is that we do not turn our face away from anybody in need. Be it like when we had pandemic going on,
Yes, ma'am.
all of us were on the streets feeding the poor while everybody's locked out in their houses. We were feeding the poor, we were feeding animals, strays, and mind you, there was not even a single casualty all across the Hand Foundation, and we have centers all across the world because of the pandemic or because of Corona, so to say. Such is the confidence that Guruji has in the subject, and the same he has brushed on to us.